For my self-paced model, I created a Google Classroom per chapter for my Math 7 classes. So this is my Google Classroom for Chapter 3. Students will receive the Google Classroom code, and then they will click on classwork. Well, students will see in sequential order what they need to know for Chapter 3. In 3.1, you'll notice I have 4 different parts to it, and I'll go over what each one is. So this is the online lesson. Students can click on the PDF, which has typed notes and visual organizer. And then if they click on the online lesson, this video follows that PDF. Plus or minus sign, that's actually separating the terms. So because I see it is in front of the number, terms are terms that have the same letter. After students complete the online lesson, they'll move on to the IXL topic. This IXL topic helps reinforce the skills that they just learned. Once again, if I get this wrong, there'll be an explanation on it. It reinforces what I just went over in the online lesson. And with the IXL, they can kind of self-check themselves. And obviously, if they have any questions, they'll call me over. After they get a score of 80, they can move on to the class packet of 3.1. Once again, it's a PDF, and this just kind of reinforces what the online lesson was. Students can print this out, or with their Chromebooks, they can actually write on it because it's a touchscreen. Then comes a self-check. This is just 5 questions, 3 to 5 questions, and it's just to make sure that they understand what they're doing. If they click on this form here, it'll take them to this. The reason why I didn't click on it is because I own it. It goes straight to the spreadsheet, and I want to go to the form. But for other students, they click on that, it will take them to this. And once again, it's usually 3 to 5 questions that they have to solve. It's just making sure they understand the process. So if I think the answer is 03Y, I'll hit next, and it'll tell me that my answer is wrong. I realize, oh, I forgot the decimal. And 5 plus 2 is 7. And then I'll hit next. And then it tells me that I got it correct. Once again, just a quick snapshot to make sure that they understand this. Once they complete that, they move on to 3.2. And 3.2 has 2 of the 4 sections, right? 3.3 has 3 of the 4 sections. I tried not to make it so that every section has all 4 components, but the ones that really help build a foundation, those are the ones I really want to make sure that I have the 4 components in. One more thing I want to talk about with the 4 components. Students need my help the most when it comes to the online lesson and the class packet. So when students are working on the IXL or the self-check, they can kind of do things on their own. They can self-monitor themselves as I'm working with students who are working on the online lesson and the class packet. Once students get past 3.3, they'll know that they have a study guide. They have to complete the study guide. They have as much time as they need to complete the study guide. Once the study guide is completed, they take the quiz the next day. So for example, if students receive the study guide on Monday and they finish it by Tuesday, they can review Tuesday then, and then they'll take the quiz on Wednesday. If a student gets the study guide on Monday and they finish it on Wednesday, then they can review Wednesday and take the quiz on Thursday. After that, you have expanding, factoring, another study guide with a quiz, and then 3.6, and then they get a study guide for the test. Once students take the test, then they get a new code for Chapter 4. Students will enter this in, they'll unenroll in Chapter 3 so they don't get confused with too many Google Classrooms. And then same thing, click on classwork, and it just has everything they need to know for Chapter 4, all the way until the Chapter 4 test. Last thing I want to go over is, in a class of 6, it's easy to monitor where kids are at all times. In a class of 22 kids, it might be a little bit different. So I created this Google form right here. This was also in Chapter 3. It's an exit form. Students every day will click on this, click on the form, and once again, it takes me to my spreadsheet. Students will actually see the form itself. And they will fill this out. 4 clicks and they're pretty much done. So today's date, what chapter you're on, right? If I'm on Chapter 4, I'll click on Chapter 4. Next question has to do with all Chapter 4. I'm going to go back. If I'm on Chapter 3, and hit next. The next question is all about Chapter 3. Students will then complete this, and then an email will be sent to them, and they will know where they last left off. So if the next day the teacher's absent and a student forgets where they were, they can check their email and they'll know. Plus the teacher would actually get the Google form here, so they'll know where each student is too. Right? I can filter this out. I can only look for students. And that would make it easier also for me to know where a student is. And that is my self-paced model.